Welcome to the project. I have a show I need to pack up for in just a couple hours, and it's today, and I don't have as much products as I want. It's a damn big show too, but it's just, it is what it is. Anyway, I don't have any herb choppers for this show today, and I like having at least 3. And but anyway, I'm gonna try to do some an herb chopper, or a herb chopper, wherever you are. You say it the way you want to. The problem with the herb choppers that I make is that there's too many steps to it. It takes too freaking long, and the cleanup is a pain in the neck. So I'm going to try something I've done. I think one of my first attempts was something like this, and I'm going to try it again. And I've forgotten why I didn't go in that direction. But this is a new style of herb chopper. I hope if we can get it done in time. I'm going to start with a Heller Fairy Ras. The reason I'm going to do that is because I know Heller is water quenched, and the oil quenching on those herb choppers, the cleanup, it adds another 15-20 minutes of time. I know this will take a decent harden in water, and that's less oil in the wire brush and that kind of stuff to clean up. So that's my theory. I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to go ahead and nip off 3.5 inches or so, I think is what my plan is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a handle in after I flatten everything down. Cut a handle in and then draw that handle out. Put my blade on. I think I can do that in one step, grind it, harden it, and be done with it. That's the plan. I'll be back. Alright guys, here it is. I went with 4 inches because I'm not even sure if that's going to give me enough of a handle hold for what I'm after. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and flatten out, especially the rasp side. I don't want all of that. Although I got an idea to do a lemon zester or something with that. But we're going to flatten that out with a flatter, and then we'll go in and cut out this handle. This thing's good cleaning before we go very far with it. And again, my objective is to flatten the rasp side down. So we'll bring the flatter out. Sure, we're doing some flattening on the other side too, but I just wanted to get this down a little bit. I'm okay with that, I think. Back in the fire, let's see about cutting that handle. See what we want. Fat on, we're going to curve that bottom. So I'm cut a little crooked. I'm going to put the fat on the top. And I want to leave enough meat on each end and enough meat in the handle. So we're guessing right now, but that's where I want it. I'm okay with that right there. Just sink those ends a little. And we'll go back in. Go ahead and cut a little deeper on this. I just lost a little heat getting the camera going, unfortunately. Oh, fuck. See, I jumped my freaking goddamn chisel trying to get 3 hits in. Dumbass. Alright, one more heat, I think, and then we'll put the sacrificial steel underneath it. We're getting a piece of sacrificial down. We'll try punching through if we can. I'd like this to be done in 3 heats. But of course, the first time doing it, see, I don't know my mark. I was gonna mark both sides. Shit. I kind of wanted to punch from, or cut from both sides. My original plan was to put 4 dimples, measure it before I went into the fire, and I forgot to do that. So now I got to decide whether I continue all the way through and deal with it, or flip it over and guess. I think we'll continue all the way through. Alright, I didn't want it to take this number of heats, but like I said, it is my first time. The anvil's cold, every excuse in the book, guys. At least give me a show on the other side here. Ouch. Well, it's so hot on my hands today, but it is. There we go, we're through now. We're through enough to come around on her. That's a fat jack. Hopefully come around in the right spots. At least I know where I'm lined up to be. Looks good. I don't want to go any more than that. Okay. So, if you don't understand what I'm doing, I want to make that the handle without, so it's all one piece, all lined up, so I don't have to come back. Problem is finishing the inside of that. And now I have a nice razor edge in there. So we're going to go ahead and kind of pull that handle out a little bit, and then what I'm hoping is that when I form the blade, that'll curve the piece. It'll give the handle a little more meat, give me some room to work, and we can go ahead and put the handle on quick. I'm hoping like maybe 3 more heats total. I'm hoping. The concern is right now is that I'd like to open this handle up and bottom out these 2 ends so it doesn't continue to rip. But I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to open that handle up enough to get it over the horn right now. Just enough so I could start pulling on it. Because I really don't want that damn thing ripping. I think I can get it on there. Let's give it a try here. Open this up enough to get it over the horn. That's what I want it to. I don't want it to roll per se, but I want to bottom that out before it rips. Don't want her ripping anymore. But I think that's not a good idea. Damn. 3 more heats my ass. The other side so we can get back into working mode here. Just can't get it wide enough. I really don't want that twist in there, but I can deal with that. I just want these ends cleaned up a little. I really don't care about the twist now that I think about it. It's all going to be worked back down into a handle anyway. So I think you can start to see where I'm going with it. Actually, that twist kind of looks good. If we can get her centered, I think we'll be alright. But I'm going to deal with that handle after I get the blade on. So let's go ahead and start working this blade in and see if we can get a bit of a curve out of it. Forging of the other style of herb chopper that bothers me. It's the cleanup, the preparation afterwards. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about it. Putting a bevel in here. Hopefully, if we keep that handle hot, it'll give us a nice curve. Alright, now if you notice I forgot to take the serrations off the bottom, so I'm going to go over with the grinder quick, take those serrations off. I don't want those there and I don't want them splitting. They're gone, let's get this thing back in the fire and continue up with this thing. See if we can get some more. I want the whole piece hot so it'll allow that curve to happen. I'm happy with how it's curving. I think that's presentable. Come on, get the freak handle. Leave enough of the scales in. I think we're thin enough right now. Just not exactly happy. Let's clean that up and then we'll get to the handle. Getting this thing cleaned up a little bit. This side is the side I don't like. Not too bad right there. Tell you what, with this thin file, we're going to have a hell of a sharp item when we get done. Alright, so now I'm going to call the chopper part done. I like the curve, it's there, it's good enough. But what I like to do now is kind of clean this handle up. There's no way I'm going to be able to finish the inside of the handle, so I need to do all of that with the hammer in here, get it kind of rounded off so that I have minimal grinding. That's kind of what I'm after. After heat on the handle, I'm just trying to get this thing so it looks good. Unfortunately, it rolled on me, which wasn't my original plan, so we're going to work with it. You got to get that little, I can grind that off. Let's see if I can get that little knob out of there. Try to get it rounded over. Again, we're trying to clean the inside and the outside. I actually don't mind that little taper that's going downhill here. But we got to keep this piece hot because I don't want to break that handle off. So again, I don't know what I'm doing yet with this piece. I got to get that inside clean. There's no way I'm going to be able to get in there and clean it. One more time with this. See if we can get her cleaned up a little bit. Texture there, I just want it smooth, rich, with a touch. This little rollover I don't like, but we're going to have to deal with it with the grinder. See what I don't want to have to do. See what we got going on the inside there? I don't want to have to put that in a vise and start filing it, but I think I'm going to have to. Alright, let's get her straight. That's as far as I'm going to go for the video anyway. I'm not hating it. We're okay on time, but I still have all the grinding and hardening to do. Let's just try to clean this up just a little bit more. We like the way she looks. Make sure she's straight now. I like it. It's a beautiful piece. Poorly forged, but it's a beautiful shape is what I mean to say. Once we do a few of these, I think we'll be in good shape. Get everything lined up the way I want it to be, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in a vise and try a file on the inside and see if I can kind of clean that up a little. I don't think there's anything in there that's going to bother anybody, but we'll see what we can do. I don't have a rounded file, so this sucker isn't going to work very well. Forgot to clean up the inside of this before I put that edge on. So this inside, I cleaned up this, but I didn't hammer on that. I should have done that before I put the bevel in. So all this work is not necessary. Well, it's necessary, but it shouldn't have been necessary. I don't mind how that looks. Let's turn this around a little bit so we get a better angle on it. If my hand was in the way, of course it is. guys, I don't hate it. Now, this side is a different story, but let me see if I can find a better file. I files at the auction. I buy a lot of different kinds, so we can. I don't want to work up, but I think I have to. I got a couple of half rounds here, or rounded ones, and I got a full round in here for this end. So. This round works perfectly right here. Spin that around. I ain't bad on the inside. We'll get a little bit of this corner here. With this one. Let's see what we got. It ain't bad. Can you see it? Yeah. Alright, it's good enough. Good enough for what I was after. So now we can go ahead and put the rough grind in and harden it. really like, that's a little more. I really like this grinding a lot better. Everything, it just fits well. It's easy to get that rough grind in. I'll go up one more grit, one or two anyway, and then we'll come back and we'll harden this thing up. I don't like, you know, not being able to finish this inside, but I'll work on a method for doing that. Let me go up a couple grits, I'll come back and harden it, we'll get this thing done. For trying to finish the inside, or at least get a little bit of a polish on there, I'm going to use this soft wheel that I put together for my garden trails. Check out the video for that, but I think that'll get in there all right, relatively safely. Holy shit! That's what I didn't want to happen. Holy mamas, that was in there. Be back. Fuck. Laugh because I wasn't hurt, and that's why I don't put an edge on anything when I'm dealing with something that I can lose control on. But it could have come back and got me for sure. So we're going to be a little more cautious about how we hold on to this son of a gun. This is like an 80 grit, I don't know, nylon wheel. And it kind of evened things out inside there. Alright, so we're going to switch up to the 120, and I think I got 220, and I'll be back. God damn it. And that's a pretty good nick right there. Freaking dick. She got a hold of me again, or got away from me again, so as much as it's working well, I don't know. Maybe gloves. That's the freaking reason I didn't like the other design too, is that it's got a tendency to freaking, if you're trying to finish that inside, it's a bitch and a half and get away from you. Son of a motherless goat. That was a pretty good cut, and I don't even have any freaking edge on that thing yet. It hit me just in the right spot. God damn it to hell. That's gonna freaking hurt. I think it needs stitches, for Christ's sake. Alright, let me keep going. It's starting to hurt now. Alright, went down to the 220. It looks good. I like it. I'm just gonna have to come up with a safer way of dealing with that, because that was not a smart move. In the process, I did bugger up this a little bit. We're gonna fix that, get it hardened. We're gonna finish this part up. Yeah, I know, I'm running behind schedule now. This thing up to 220 on the rough grind, just so I got less to do. Hopefully when we harden it, I'm going to go in again with the Hellers. I have a video where I did some testing on this. I found that the Hellers take a hardening water. I'm a little concerned though that it might crack. Right? So we're gonna figure it out right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get this edge in here. Most of the body, I don't need the handle. And we'll go ahead and bring it up to critical and see if it hardens. I say we're almost there. Let's go ahead and go in there and hope we don't break nothing. No cracky. No cracky. Alright, let me clean her up. I like quenching in oil, or water rather than oil, because it's just clean. I mean, you try to wash the oil before. I try to wash the oil before I to go to the wire brush or grinder, but this is just wire brushed after hardening. Let's grab a file and see how well we got it hardened on it. Again, I don't temper my. That's good. I don't temper my choppers. They're not meant for any crazy abuse, and I want them to stay sharp for a long time. The issue with that is if you're not careful, you end up with a bunch of chipping on here, but I haven't had that issue yet with the files. It's the first one I've done with a ferry rest. So let me clean this up. I'll start with the 220. We'll work up a little bit. I'll polish it, and then when I put the final edge on, I'll bring you back. She is all polished up. Everything but the where the heck am I? Everything but the final edge on there. So we're going to go ahead and throw that final edge on. I'll start with 100. and work my way down to 3 or 6, depending on what it looks like. Here we go. Doesn't take a whole lot. Guys, we got it in. I like it. It looks good. I like the design better. I think it's a more ergonomic design than the tail on the end. I think it's easier to do. I didn't have to forge it with the tail, clean it up, bring it back, roll the tail, harden it, go back. It wasn't multiple steps, just 2. Rough grind, hardening, and go. So I got a good edge on it. I think it'll make somebody a good chopper. So there is another way to create an herb chopper, or a herb chopper, depending on which side of the pond you be coming from. Alright, thanks for your support. Catch you on the next one. Ciao.